Yeah, they ran to their seats.
Right the other way.
Okay, I've got a couple of things. Elaine McQuarrie won't be with us today. Her father died, so she's in California. So you want to
Oh, real close.
Here.
Do you want
Amy's in the
him,
hospital with
or do you want the
Rose's
chorus?
mom with pneumonia. She's trying to make arrangements for someone to be with the kids. So her husband can relieve her at the hospital, and she'll be here when she
Okay,
can.
let's pull this.
But I don't know. There's lots of holes. I hope they show up. Does anybody else know of anyone? That's all I heard from.
I know Lynn Barry's.
Yeah, I know that's.
Right, we knew Lynn was not going to be.
Deb is throwing. Oh. She had a procedure on her back on Thursday, and it always gives her troubles. Okay.
Is Hester gonna be?
I believe Hester's on her way with Marcia Harris.
No.
Okay, Bill.
3 bases?
Did you give everybody your illness? Is that what
I did not. We only have 3 bases. 4 bases. 5.
Well, we got lots of bears.
I'm looking at the right.
That's right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. Right. 6 bases. Oh, yeah, square 5 bases.
Apparently your illness is a very
Seven. That's it.
Do I hear 7? Do I hear 8?
Solomon said.
Let's get our voices warmed up.
Yep.
Ask Fred, he didn't answer.
I said yes.
Well, he said yes. Fred's going to do our vocal warm-up for us today. And you guys are welcome to join in on that, for sure. Come on up.
You're welcome.
Learn the vocal.
So how y'all doing? It's apparently some illness and sickness and grossness going on. It's not good. I know starting in early December, Teresa had a cold for like 3.5 weeks, and a bunch of guys in the syndicate had it, and I thought, well, I made it through at the beginning of the year. No, I didn't make it through. I'm just on the back end of it, so it's a nasty one, and will just
Lasts forever.
yeah, it does. It just seems to drag on and on and on. So
Thanks for the good news like that every day.
I know. It's not good.
For 3, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, it's not good. So I'm gonna King's X on you people. I don't want to get it again. So anyway, it's great to see you again. We're going to spend a lot of time this morning working on getting our sound locked in again and finding our sound. It's one thing that I wore my syndicate shirt today, a t-shirt today, just to remind myself that that's the big deal. We talk about it every week at rehearsal.
You're right.
About finding our sound and not ever going into default mode of creating a new default, really. I mean, a lot of us, we start singing a song and we kind of forget the stuff we've worked on in warm-ups, and it happens at every level of group that I've worked with and sung with. Unless you're really intentional about the sound that comes out of your mouth, it can just default back to that kind of gang singing or church choir singing. Not to say that that's bad, but church choirs are just happy to show up. My mom used to say, well, it says make a joyful noise unto the Lord. And I said, I think he would prefer it in tune. But we want to be intentional. So I think our goal today is to change our mindset to say every time we take a breath, that we're thinking, okay, I'm going to make the sound. I'm going to make this best sound that I can make all the time. And I'm going to really try to make a chord. I know my note fits in as a chord somewhere, and I'm really, really going to pay attention to that, rather than just kind of go, oh, well, it sounds pretty good, which it does. What we do is magic compared to the person on the street. They can't believe that we can memorize a song, much less memorize 10 songs, much less dance around and do all that kind of stuff. So they think it's magic, but we're asking a little bit more than that. So let's be intentional today about what we do, and never just go into that old default mode. We'll build a new let's try one thing. I want to start with, you all know My Country, Tis of Thee. You know that song. So, I don't know what we should if I just said start singing that, where would we sing?
My country is a big sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the Pilgrim's bride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring.
And let's see if we can all sing it in that pitch rather than the octave down, so that we can all get that. It's actually not too high. I think that's probably okay. Basses, you can probably make it. If you can't make some of those top notes, that's okay. So I want you to do that one more time, and I want you to really think about taking an intentional breath. You know, so that you don't just breathe wherever you feel like it. Take a breath where you think it belongs from the lyric. Here we go.
My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the Pilgrim's bride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring.
When we sing the I sound, like in ring and sing, can you put a little more E sound in that? It's a let freedom ring, ring, Hear that sound kind of drop. Let freedom ring, ring. Has a lot more E in it, and as a result, you get a much more pleasing sound, and it has that lift that we're talking about. Remember that lift that we've talked about before, where we keep this lifted up, which lifts the soft palate up, okay? Instead of my country 'tis, so it has that lift to it right there. And then you want to make sure that you have space between the molars back here, so that you don't compress it. My country and my, that difference. So as we take the breath, keep the space here. It doesn't have to be open very much. Small aperture in front and open and back. Here we go. Breathe.
My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the Pilgrim's bride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring.
Okay, good. So that we're going to use that E sound every time we have something that has an ing at the end, for sure. Now this time I want you to sing it without any consonants. Ready? You have to sing just word sounds. Here we go. And. But now, you should not be moving your jaw to do this. It shouldn't be. So keep it all through the same space here. Okay, so you don't change anything. Here we go. And. You're like, whatever sound I can make. You have to actually think the word so that you, land of the Pilgrim's Pride. Think about it. Think about the actual word sounds and then make them. It's a challenge. I know it's 9:08 in the morning or something like that, but you can do it. I know because I did it in the car on the way here. It's like, okay, I can do this. Yes. I wonder if I can do this. Yes, I can. You actually have to be intentional about it. You can't just go, when we sing My Country 'Tis of Thee, we go on autopilot, right? We go back to junior high school or third grade when we used to sing it before the flag ceremony or whatever. You know, and we just go into that default mode. You actually have to think about this to make the word sounds come out, or else you'll just go, I don't know, I'm just going to sing some word sound. Here we go. My country. There's an E sound. Okay, I want you to sing the word sounds, the vowel sounds. Here we go. And. Let freedom ring, that free and ring are the same words. Isn't that nice? So, because we're putting all that E in. Now, this time I want you to, like you've just gotten back from the dentist, and they gave you Novocaine on all four sides. Okay, which I just recently had. Yeah, it was interesting. It's like, am I drooling? Somebody tell me. So it's my country is a thee lovely. I can just right? So, but I want you to actually make the words this time, but just because you can't feel anything here, you're just going to keep this lift and you're going to sing all the word sounds. Here we go. And. My country is. Yeah, it's interesting. You sing softer when you do that. I don't know why that is. Sing with your regular sound. Here we go. And. My country is a sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land tell me your experience doing that. Any.
My jaw, I can feel it in my jaw. Trying to keep everything inside.
And feel it good or bad?
Well, a little of both. Then when it came to the ones like free, trying to keep that inside, then I had to struggle a little bit more, or feel. When you normally would put your lips together, then I would feel it more, and it was more of a tension.
Okay.
But other than that, it was a.
Right. We don't want tension, because tension would mean that you're locking it. Right? I'm not gonna move anything here. Right? We don't want it locked. We want it free. My country is of thee. But I'm not. My country is using my jaw to form all the word sounds, right? So that's.
It's muscles, more muscle work that's never been really worked before.
Yeah. It is a new habit we are building. Yeah.
Well, I just wonder, not ever having Novocaine, I was still
using my lips. I don't know if your lips are done, but I was using my lips to form the consonants.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I was supposed to do that.
When you have Novocaine, you can't feel your lips, but it is. You do want to use the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. If you've ever done that exercise, that's where the consonants are formed. They're not formed by the jaw movement. And a lot of us, when we do regular speaking, when we're in the office or when we're at school or at home, whatever, we don't say, "How are you doing today?" We don't use our jaw to form words. But somehow when we sing, we think we need to do that. And this exercise is designed to help us break that habit. Other thoughts on how that feels or how that felt when we went through it?
I wanted to smile, but I had it was harder to smile.
That just means that you probably didn't have as much lift. You probably didn't keep the lift in the sound. It's easy to go, everything down, right? So if you keep this lift, so this time we're going to practice doing lift. Did you have a comment as well?
Yeah. I had the sensation of my cheeks feeling like they were numb, and I was aware of my tongue moving more.
Okay.
They must have gotten my tongue.
Yeah, that's they didn't get the tongue somehow. That's good. So this time, and let's make sure that we keep that same kind of, the consonants are just barely being sung, but this time really concentrate on keeping the lift in addition to keeping just the word sound going behind it. Here we go. Breathe.
My country is a sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountain side, let freedom ring.
Good. Now, one of the things that happens when we do this, we tend to drop pitch a little bit as we do this. It kind of sags with the Novocaine, you know, right? So this time, I want you to really pay attention to my country 'tis of thee sweet land, riding on the high side of that pitch as we go through that. And don't accent the first note of every phrase after a breath. We get Pilgrim's Pride, let freedom. I mean, that's one of the obvious ones, but it happens a lot where we kind of push on that first note. It should be let freedom ring. You have to counteract that tendency to do that. So we're going to keep the lift in the sound this time, and we're going to sing on the high side of the pitch so that we maintain that pitch and don't let the Novocaine drive us in. Here we go, one, da 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 da, breathe.
My country 'tis of thee sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountain side, let freedom ring.
Some of you can hear the accent.
Yep.
Yeah, it's easy to do that, right? It's the highest note of the song and all that. Now, when we get into a song like Hello My Baby or something like that, this technique is going to be important for us. We need to remember how to do this. So now I want you to, don't think about the Novocaine, don't think about minimizing the consonants. I want you to sing the song with all the word sounds, but I wanted to have this amount of connection.